1-2, 1-2. 1-2, 1-2. We're on. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Recreation Ground here up in Whitehaven for today's Kingston Press Championship match between Whitehaven and Featherstone Rovers. Quick rundown of the team news for you. First of all, starting with Whitehaven. At fullback is number 1, Tom Carr. In the three quarters, number 5 is Sean Ainscoe. Number 6 is Chris Taylor. Number 3 is Jesse Joe Parker. And number 2 is Craig Calvert. At half-backs, number 26, Brett Seymour. And number 14 is Neil Foreman. In the forwards is number 22 is James Robinson. And number 13 is Brad Krellin. And in between those two is number 9, James Newton. In the second row for Whitehaven is number 4 is Scott McAvoy. And number 12 is Lee Mitchell. And the loose forward is number 13, Lee Duran. On the bench for Whitehaven is number 7 is Kane Sullenwood. Number 31 is John Gratian. Number 30 is Carl Forster. And number 10 is Paul Jackson. The Rovers team sees one change to the starting lineup from last week, and also one change on the bench. But starting off as you were in the backs, at fullback is number 22 is James Mendica, and three quarters number 2 is Will Sharp, number 3 is Greg Worthington, number 1 is Ian Hardman, and number 35 is Jason Crooks. In the half-backs is number 23 is Andy Kane, and number 7 is Gareth Moore. In the front row is number 8, Steve Crossley, and number 13 is Matt James. In between those two, having arguably the best season for Rovers, is number 9 is Andy Ellis. One change in the second row, seeing James Lockwood returning in place of Kyle Trout, who misses out altogether. And number 31 is Sean Pick. And the loose forward, as you were last week, is number 15 is Matty Dale. On the bench for Rovers this afternoon, number 16 is Andy Bostock. Number 10 is Keegan Hurst, number 42 Chris Anakin, and number 34 is Jamie Rooney for coach Andy Hay. So one change for Rovers to the starting lineup. Whitehaven come into this match on the back of a quite hefty defeat last week over at Halifax when they went down by 50 points to 22. Their last home game down here though did result in a victory against Dewsbury when they came out on top by 40 points to 34 in what must have been an exciting game. So looking forward to what should be an entertaining match here at Whitehaven. I've got Joe sat with next to me. He'll be summarising today. How much of him we'll hear, we don't know, because with us being on the wireless. But Joe, what are your thoughts on the match?
Well, without a doubt, we're very excited to see Jamie Rooney coming back today. Obviously, a fantastic player in his first stint at the Rovers. But once again, happy to see Andy Bostock, arguably the pick of the forwards last week after his return, and he'll no doubt make an impact coming off the bench. Despite being happy to see Rooney coming back, however, it's good to see that the half-back partnership, which was so effective in taking us around the field last week in Gaz Moore and Andy Kane, start again this week and sort of have the same impact this time.
Certainly so. About 5 minutes to kick off then here at Recreation Ground. Coming up very shortly, it's Whitehaven against Featherstone Rovers.
What are we saying, sorry?
Okay then folks, so looking forward then to what shall be an entertaining match up here in Cumbria for the Rovers this afternoon. What should be an entertaining match this afternoon. Joe, it's not going to be easy. I mean, the result, a great performance last week by the Rovers, but they've got to back it up this week to make that worth anything at all.
No, I mean, this has always been a trait of the Rovers, that they've followed up their results, brilliant performances, but then not being able to replicate it in the following week. This time, we face a Whitehaven side who are battling for every last point because, there's so little between finishing in the playoffs or finishing in the relegation zone this season, and we know they have star players who can cause problems for any side.
How important is the experience of Jamie Rooney going to be when he comes on the pitch today?
Well, hopefully it'll be dead and buried by then, of course, but you get the feeling crucial. You've got to wonder maybe how will Gaz Moore feel if Jamie Rooney comes on and takes the kicking duties off him.
Gaz Moore, of course, has been kicking well for Rovers over recent weeks, but over the last couple of games that he's played, towards the end of the game, other players have come in and taken the kicking off him. But Rovers can be assured of if that does happen today, they've got a ready-made replacement in Rooney.
They certainly have, and I think that's the way that you phrase it to Gaz Moore. You say, look, we say nothing against your kicking, but here we have an exceptional talent. Jamie Rooney for years has been out for hours after training, spending time kicking it between the uprights, and he's got a pretty good record. The figures speak for themselves, really.
They certainly do. I mean, Rovers have brought a reasonable following up all the way up to Cumbria. It's a long drive up here, an even longer drive if you're going back on the back of a defeat, as Rovers will know after the trip to Workington, and that's the last thing they want for the fans today.
Certainly so. I mean, I thought the leg cramp he got in the back of Jamie's car was bad on the way here, but going on with defeat, I've got even more to complain about. So, come on, Rovers, I need a result today.
Indeed we do. It should be an entertaining match here. Like I say, a reasonably healthy following from Rovers. The Blue Lagoon, I think, is certainly up there. They don't miss any games, we do know that. And Andy Hayes' thoughts before the match, he's looking forward to it. I mean, he said himself how important it is to back up the performance last week with a good performance today and try and build that momentum going into the rest of the season as well.
Yeah, without a doubt, we've got plenty of difficult fixtures coming up, so really need to hit them with full head of steam. What was really exciting to see last game was that the players appeared to be enjoying their rugby, and that we need to carry that forward heading into the end of the season. It's everyone's dream job, surely.
It certainly is. Whitehaven are going to be looking for a big performance too. They're on the back of a poor result last week at Halifax, a 50-point defeat, so they'll be looking to make amends on that today as well.
Look, you say they had a poor result at Halifax, but equally Batley had a good result at Halifax last week. So the inconsistencies in this league are phenomenal. You can't take any game for granted, and we know they've got the star players that if they turn up, they'll be dangerous, no doubt. We need to be on best form today.
Indeed we do, and here do come your Rovers now, led out by Vice Captain Ian Hardman, captain for the day, playing in the centres today, of course. James Mendika, and that's now led out by Lee Duran, out from the Whitehaven team as well. Looks like Rovers, if you're watching on the DVD, Rovers are playing from right to left as you look, in their purple away kits, playing towards the Rovers fans. Mr. Cobb is today's referee. I said earlier on in the introduction to the match that a controversial appointment, not very popular amongst the fans in the rugby league world, can be very controversial at times. And here we go then, it's Whitehaven against Featherstone Rovers. And James Mendika's kickoff is taken easily enough by the Whitehaven side, and here we go now. That first drive was taken in by Neil Foreman. And James Newton from Acton halfback moves that ball inside to Lee Duran, the loose forward for the afternoon. Rovers are strong on defence there. Andy Ellis in defence alongside Matt James, and here comes Whitehaven again now. Centre field on the 30-metre line. That ball is moved out to the left-hand side. It's Lee Mitchell. Mitchell plays the ball. And here's Jesse Joe Parker, a figure that Rovers fans will know well. And Whitehaven now are on halfway. That's the last tackle, says Mr. Cobb. Ball through the hands of Thorman. Whitehaven, that's a kick over the top. It turns Will Sharp around. It's taken on one bounce. That kick was taken by Seymour, and Will Sharp returns it. But it's pushed back well, though, by 3 Whitehaven defenders. And so Rovers will start their first attack in their own 20. Greg Worthington is in the lineup today, but he does have his left knee heavily strapped. So Rovers will be looking for a... Well, hopefully that won't prove to be too much of a problem. Lockwood taking that drive in there now. Ellis. Here's Matt James. Gets the pass away to Moore. Moore to Matty Dale. Matty Dale's away. Great break from Matty Dale, but good defence from Whitehaven. Here goes Andy Kane now. Puts the ball inside to Mendika. It was a good tackle from Tom Carr. A player, of course, that Rovers will know where. Kane a kick to the corner, towards Hux's corner. It's taken in the field of play, and Whitehaven just able to get out. A great start for Rovers on the first attack, Joe.
Without a doubt, fantastic start for the Rovers. Whitehaven brought it upfield well, and it was a cracking kick. Then the kick chase was phenomenal, but Rovers bringing it upfield well, good organisation, putting Dale through the gap, looking dangerous early doors.
Certainly are now, and here come Whitehaven then. Trying to build out from their own 20, a long crossfield pass, moving it along the line. Juggled on this near side. From Rovers, Rovers looking to push him into touch. Already a bit of consternation there between Gaz Moore and Chris Taylor. And here come Whitehaven. They're trying to move the ball. Long passes across their own 3 quarters. Whitehaven away. That's a good play from Whitehaven. It was James Newton who broke free. And now Whitehaven, here's Thorman. Takes on the line Thorman, he gets the pass away. Whitehaven still going, a good break there for Whitehaven now. Newton with a kick over the top. It's easy to Mendika. Mendika returns that well and gets to his 20. Whitehaven breaking well now, Joe.
Yeah, Whitehaven certainly again is no easy task today. Newton with a lovely break there. And again, quick play of the balls as well. We need to hold them down a bit. Counter play. Let's get control of this game.
Indeed, let's do that. And here's Sean Pick now for Rovers. Just short of their own 40. Dale. That was a dodgy pass there to Andy Kane. I'm not sure Andy Kane will quite appreciate that, but here goes Matt James. Gets Rovers onto halfway. Ellis. Moore with a kick over the top on the last tackle. Bounces once. It's taken by Tom Carr. Tom Carr goes across the field. Still going Tom Carr. But well wrapped up though by Rovers. 12 metres out. Centre field now. Whitehaven, they're having to work out from their own line now. Good defence there from Rovers. Whitehaven's supporters saying that Rovers holding down in the tackle, slowing the tackle. Referee Mr. Cobb seems happy enough with it at the moment. That's a loose ball. It is picked up by Thorman, but Whitehaven have lost a bit of ground on that play. They're on their own 20 now. Thorman moves the ball inside. Through the hands it goes. Still passing along that line. A lot of passes without looking there from Whitehaven. Putting themselves in a bit of trouble. And an awful pass to Tom Carr there. And he's managed to get a good kick, which Mendika returns well. That's a great return from Mendika. Whitehaven looking a little bit lacklustre in that last set there, Joe, in their own 20.
Yeah, Whitehaven put under pressure there and looking to play their way out. Maybe they just need to calm it down, send it through the forwards. A fantastic return from James Mendika. He's so direct in his play.
It certainly is, and Rovers now are in that 30, attacking the Whitehaven line. Ellis finds Steve Crossley. Crossley to Moore, to Matt James. And Rovers now on the 20. Andy Ellis waits. He goes to the right hand side. It's Andy Kane. Kane drops that pass off. Kane again now. It's going to be a crossfield kick from Andy Kane towards Will Sharp. Sharp able to knock it back for Worthington, who knocks it back again. It's still all on. And Gareth Moore. It's still the last tackle, so Moore will put a kick to the other corner now. And that's a beauty, but well taken by Jesse Joe Parker. A good set for Rovers. Able to get 2 good kicks in. But Jesse Joe Parker did well to take that ball, Joe.
Yeah, well taken by Parker. Smart thinking from Moore, making sure he got in front of his outside men, so they weren't offside for the kick. And a great chase from Hardman.
Indeed, and Whitehaven now. Moving down the short side, but good defence there by Lockwood. Six minutes on the clock here at Recreation Ground. It's still Whitehaven 0. Featherstone Rovers 0. Another loose pass to Whitehaven. Taken on the bounce. And that is a penalty for Whitehaven. It's the first of the afternoon. And it'll be a penalty for Whitehaven, which Tom Carr will take. Makes good yards for Whitehaven. And Whitehaven now will start in the Rovers half. Parker takes the tap and takes it on himself. Gets into the 40. Foreman from outside half back moves the ball inside. It's Lee Duran. Here come Whitehaven. That's taken on the bounce. It's Taylor now. Chris Taylor's looking for a gap. He can't find one. He has to take the tackle on the 30-metre line. Here come Whitehaven now. It's back on this near side. It's Tom Carr again. Gets Rovers up. Gets Whitehaven, sorry, up to the 20 now. Newton moves the ball inside. Here's Lee Duran again. Newton waits. This is the last tackle, so Mr. Cobb. Seymour. He'll put a kick towards that corner. It's knocked down by Whitehaven, and who's come up with it? The ball's gone dead. Mr. Cobb doesn't know. Looks at his touch judge and gives head and feet to Rovers. Both teams feeling each other out at the moment. He's trying to get a feel for the game. Rovers in the purple away kit. Mendika trots to his position in the line. Mr. Cobb says, oh no, he'll scrum down again. Andy Kane now feeds the scrum to Andy Ellis. Down the short side with Crooks. As Tom Carr drops back. Here's Sean Pick. That went beyond the horizontal for me. Referee seemed happy enough. Here's Steve Crossley now. Ellis waits. Kane. Moore. Worthington. Well wrapped up though by Whitehaven on halfway. 3 in the tackle. Here's Lockwood now. That's an offload to Ellis. Andy Ellis takes on the line. Just sees the gap and tries to get through it. Well closed though by Jesse Joe Parker. And Lee Mitchell. Here's Moore now. With a kick towards the corner. That's going to stay in the field of play. And can Rovers trap him? Yes, they can. What a superb kick and chase job.
Fantastic kick and chase there. The two halfbacks, Gaz Moore and Andy Kane, going after that. Smart play from Andy Ellis early on. Jesse Joe Parker had come out for the interception, but he ran it in himself, knowing we'd get the quick play, and we managed to punish them for it.
Indeed we did. So it's just a repeat set for Rovers. 10 minutes gone here at the Recreation Ground. Whitehaven 0, Featherstone Rovers 0. That kick is taken on halfway by Mendika. And here goes in Steve Crossley now. Crossley gets... That ball's come loose. The referee has penalised it. It is a penalty for Rovers. The ball come loose. Whitehaven fans not happy. But the penalty is taken by Andy Kane, and Rovers, from being 35 metres out, are now 10 metres out, looking dangerous. First real chance then for Rovers to attack this Whitehaven line. Andy Kane, here's Matt James now. Takes on that line, but a good defence again from Whitehaven. 4 in the tackle. This is good play from Rovers. Moore sees the gap. Mendika. Moore again. Moore going through the gap. Is he over? He is, you know. The try is given for Gareth Moore. The try is given for Gareth Moore. It was a superb attack on that Whitehaven line. He put the pass off to Mendika. Mendika managed to get the offload back to Gareth Moore, who saw the gap. He went through the gap, and Gareth Moore able to put the ball down under the Whitehaven uprights. So, here at the recreation ground, it's Whitehaven 0, Featherstone Rovers 4.
Well, Gaz Moore doing brilliantly to get the ball down. James Mendika once again showing his ability to make goals forward, but complaints from the Cumbrians. He didn't manage to get that down, as clearly the referee stated phenomenal effort. Here we are lining up to convert his own try. Gaz Moore taking an early swing. It's certainly been non-stop up until now. Very few penalties awarded, very few stoppages in play. And conditions aren't as hot as last week, but without a doubt, this was sweltering out the stage of play. Very intense game, and not much in it between the sides. First blood for the Rovers is very important at this early stage.
Certainly is getting the first points on this trip up here. Gareth Moore is going to attempt to convert his own try, and he does. 12 minutes on the clock here at the recreation ground here in Whitehaven. Whitehaven 0, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Here we are then. So what do the Cumbrians do from this kick? They're going to kick it deep, make Rovers play out. I mean, there's not been many penalties given, as we stated, and they look decent in defence, you know, keeping Rovers out early doors. Do they try and win it back early doors, get straight back into the game? No, they decide to kick deep. Here comes Andy Kane, turned in Steve Crossley. He only knows one way.
He certainly does only know one way, and that is forward. It's Steve Crossley. Rovers are with first blood here. Here goes Matt James. That ball's come loose. A mistake from Matt James, and here at Whitehaven now. It's Sean Ainscoe. So a chance for Whitehaven to hit straight back. Taylor Waite is acting half back. They'll move the ball inside to Seymour. Back grab throw-in. The ball here and now. Foreman. Drops off. Tom Carr pops the pass out. Whitehaven have hit straight back. A superb try for Whitehaven there. Moving the ball out to the left-hand side. Moving the ball out to the left-hand side. Tom Carr popped the pass over the top. And it was Craig Calvert, I think, who went in that corner. Whitehaven hit straight back. 2 tries in 2 minutes, 1 for each team. Whitehaven 4, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Well, that is not how you follow up the first try of the game. Matt James bringing us out. Fantastic cross tackle from Doran to win the ball back for Whitehaven. But then they make the pressure count. Fantastic offload from Tom Carr, and they're in the corner. It's going to be a very tight game today. We said it would be a difficult proposition for the Rovers. They're no mugs, these Cumbrians. And a fantastic finish there as well.
Certainly was a fantastic finish. A nice pass out over the top as well by Tom Carr, I think he was, who got to move the ball out wide. It was Craig Calvert who managed to get the ball down in the corner. So Whitehaven hit straight back. And Rovers committed as a cardinal sin. When you score a try, you have to complete the first set and get the kick in. The conversion attempt by Tom Carr is fallen short. So 15 minutes on the clock here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 4, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. When you're responding from the kickoff, you need to keep ball retention. It was a good attack on the ball from Doran to win it back, but stick it up your jumper, lads. Make sure you complete your set. Put a deep kick in. Let's respond well. Let's keep control of the game. Instead, now it's much difficult proposition.
And that is a fantastic break for Whitehaven. So main scope. On that return, it's lifted the Whitehaven fans. Whitehaven fans, that was a great return. And here come Whitehaven now. Tom Calf, Matt's in halfback, moves the ball inside. Within 3 tackles, Whitehaven are on halfway. Here's Thorman with a kick through for Whitehaven. And Whitehaven, Craig Calvert's chasing it. He's got the kick on it. That was a great effort by Thorman. He saw the winger hadn't dropped back. He put a dink through the gap. Craig Calvert's fast, but the kick through by Foreman had just a little bit too much on it, and Craig Calvert not quite able to get there. Whitehaven tails are up though, Joe.
Now that is how you follow up on a try. A little too much on the kick through afterwards. Tried to keep it in play, but blimey, they have their tails up and they are looking dangerous.
They certainly are looking dangerous. Here's Matty Dale now for over.
1 yard left, 12.
Ellis, Lockwood. Rovers in the Whitehaven half now. Whitehaven are feeling that Lockwood lost the ball, but here's Steve Crossley. Gets Rovers into that 40 now. This is the last tackle, says the referee. Ellis, he'll come to the left. It's Gareth Moore. Moore takes on the line. He gets the pass away to Worthington. Who gets the pass away to Sharp. Sharp puts a kick through. It's from Sharp. There he is, you know. Oh! Is he giving it? He's going to give that. What a fantastic effort from Will Sharp. Before the play had gone, Andy Ellis took on the line on the last tackle. He got the pass away. I thought Andy Ellis was tackled to start off with. He got the pass away to Worthington. Then I thought Worthington was tackled. He got the pass away to Sharp. Sharp almost looked like he was tackled. He managed to get the kick through. He chased down his own kick and he got there literally before it hit the whitewash. Rovers hit straight back. 17 minutes on the clock. Whitehaven 4, Featherstone Rovers 10.
Well, if you have a DVD player capable, rewind that and put it on slow motion. The skill level from Greg Worthington to get that offload out. Sublime, really. And here we are, an opportunity to take ourselves further into the conversion. Antagonising the Whitehaven support here with the length amount of time it's taken to take the conversion. Here we are. It's ball now put to satisfaction, and Joe Cobb takes the time off.
Yeah, Gareth Moore not happy with the ball he had there. Said to the referee, I'm not happy with this ball, so the referee's allowed him to change it. So Gareth Moore then has already kicked one this afternoon to his own try, but looking to convert this try as well now. Rovers players are set up for the next set. As we wait now for Gareth Moore's conversion attempt. That's through the uprights. The flags go up. Whitehaven 4, Featherstone Rovers 12.
There we are. We know we've got the creative ability in their third to be able to score tries. Now we do need to follow up that try with a good first set. Make sure we've got the field possession. Let's dominate the territory, because when we do, we're very effective.
We certainly are very effective. Now Rovers have to complete this set. That ball is taken by Andy Kane. He finds Steve Crossley. Steve Rovers then working now from their own 20 now. Ellis moves the ball to the right. It's Sean Pick. Getting a good run in the first team. Sean Pick has had a couple of good games for Rovers, justifying his place in the starting lineup. Kane again. Here's Moore. Mendika. Moore's looking dangerous this afternoon. He looks like he's up for this one. Mendika plays the ball to Moore now. Here's Matty Dale. Rovers on their own 35 metres out from their own line. Centre field, Andy Ellis. Moves the ball to the left, that's Matt James. Here's Moore again with another kick. Kick towards the opposite side. Separates the winger and the fullback. It is indeed picked up though by the winger who has to return it. Clever kick from Gareth Moore there. Saw the gap between the two. And it looks like Whitehaven are in fact going to be making a change. We're going to see Carl Forster in a minute. Here's Jesse Joe Parker now. A player who knows Featherstone very well. It's a long pass out towards this right hand side for Whitehaven. Here's Scott McAvoy. As a change is made for Whitehaven, so Carl Forster does come on. Here's Chris Taylor. It is in fact Brad Crowlin who's come off for Whitehaven. That's a kick over the top. It's only just taken by Mendika. I thought for a minute he was going to drop it, but that's a good chase for Whitehaven as well. 3 men in the tackle on Mendika. Here goes Will Sharp now. Already scored 1 try this afternoon, Will Sharp. And Rovers have made a change. It's a big man, Keegan Hurst. It's a good drive from Hurst there, gets Rovers to halfway. Ellis. And Chris Anakin is on as well. So Rovers rotate the forwards. It's now Hurst and Anakin on for Rovers. And James and Crossley take a breather. Andy Kane now. Hardman on that right hand edge. Had Sean Pitt running through but wasn't able to get the pass away. Crooks attacked in half back. Here's Andy Kane now. Steps away from one. A crossfield kick from Andy Kane towards Will Sharp. The ball taken by Will Sharp. He just couldn't take it in though. And it's retrieved by Chris Taylor. Here come Whitehaven now. Rovers rotating the forwards, Joe. Anakin and Hurst now on to give Crossley and James a breather.
But yeah, they both took good first drives. And good tackling there from Hurst, showing his work rate. Anakin there in the tackle. This is what we need to do. We need the interchange in the forwards, and I'm so glad to have the depth back in the pack that we've enjoyed in previous seasons. We've been thin on the ground recently, but this could really be a kick on for the rest of the season if we keep everyone fit.
It certainly will, and here's just Joe Parker now, plays the ball. Foreman through the hands. Still going through the hands, it's a long pass out wide. Here's Taylor. Chris Taylor. Moore misses him once, there's McAvoy now. But Rovers managed to wrap McAvoy up. This is the last tackle now. Tom Carr. Here's Neil Foreman. Here's Jesse Joe Parker. That's dropped. Poor option on the last to Whitehaven there, Joe. Chance to get the kick away, and instead it's a drop ball by Parker.
Yeah, but at least they've still got Rovers. Well, Rovers have brought it up into their half now, and we can look to punish them with this position. That was a good first drive from Sean Pick. But, you know, they've got far enough out. Sometimes you've got to try different things. They kick through, it's not going to get you through every time. And they are the side behind. They're forced to do something different to break the line.
Indeed, Keegan Hurst takes that pass on the spin. Trying to spin out to the tackle as well. Andy Kane drops it off. For Rovers to Mendika. Not Mendika, sorry. Matty Daly was. Here's more now. James Lockwood takes on that line. This is the last tackle for Rovers. Mendika moves in. Here's more. Oh, he scored one. It's a kick through. It's well taken by Whitehaven. Are they pinned back? Yes, they're pinned behind their own line again. So for the second time this afternoon, Rovers are able to force the dropout. Great pressure on the kick again, Joe.
Yeah, clever kick through there from Gaz Moore. The clever kick, an underused tool, I feel. But without a doubt, he's playing with his head up today, and no matter what the standard, whether it be World Cup final or a game of touch and pass in the path, a player who plays with his head up will be dangerous every time. Here comes Keegan Hurst bringing it up. Losing the ball, but I feel that was stripped, and so does Joe Cobb awarding the penalty.
Indeed, it was stripped, I think. The referee says it was anyway. and he is the one who counts. Whether it was actually stripped or not, I don't know. But referee, the opinion that mounts is the opinion of the referee. Andy Kane finds touch, and Rovers will start then 12 metres from that Whitehaven line. Worthington takes the tap to Kane. Here goes Keegan Hurst. He looks up for this afternoon. As Whitehaven, we're going to see the introduction of Kane Southernwood very shortly. Anakin, Moore, Rooney's on. Oh, superb! Jamie Rooney's on the pitch, and what an introduction for Jamie Rooney. It was through 3 or 4 pairs of hands, and you'll hear the shout from the Rovers fans. There's Anakin's pass to Moore, Moore to Rooney, Rooney to Hardman, Hardman through a gap, and able to get that ball down. Whitehaven Rovers stretch the lead out even further. Whitehaven 4, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Well, the passing on that right side was like a conveyor belt. Brought wide, Rooney sent it to Mendika, and Mendika just ghosts in there from the spot at the back on fullback. Appearing down either side, quick passing into Harman, and Harman goes through the line. There was no stopping him. Here we are, Gaz Moore getting the chance to keeping the.
Yeah.
We're just discussing here what position Rooney might have come into. He may have replaced someone in the loose forwards, or perhaps if Andy Ellis has left the field. Therefore, it appears that Andy Kane has gone into hooker, and Jamie Rooney will in fact have replaced him at standoff, with Gaz Moore still continuing in his role of scrum half.
Indeed, it looks that doesn't indeed look to the case. So it looks like Andy Kane has gone in. Looks like Andy Kane has gone into hooker. So that will show Rooney then going into his old favourite position of scrum half. Here goes Chris Anakin now. The goal wasn't kicked. So Rovers leading by 16 points to 4 with 13 minutes left in the first half. Keegan Hurst is having a big match. He's off the bench this afternoon, causing problems every time he takes the ball forward. Andy Kane is indeed in at hooker now. Here's Rooney. Rooney with a kick over the top. Has he gone for the 40-20? It was angled that way, but it's just going to run that little bit too deep. So Whitehaven then will start on their own 20. So Andy Kane's gone into hooker, Joe and Jamie Rooney in at scrum half.
Well, yeah, Andy Kane, particularly in his early stints at the Rovers, was effective in at hooker. And Jamie Rooney, we know his abilities. Actually can resume some of the old form that he's had. But we saw there with his kicking, yes, he ran a little too far. But he does it just as easily as he strides. He looks like such a natural.
It certainly does, and Whitehaven now on the attack. Bowman acting half back. Bowman waits again. Through the hands it goes, and that's a half break. But well wrapped up. It was Greg Worthington who managed to hold on. Taylor moves, switches and pass inside now. Here's Lee Duran. Bowman. Southernwood's on. Looking for support. Whitehaven going backwards a bit there. Here's Paul Jackson. Paul Jackson has won a penalty. It is a penalty for Whitehaven. Points out Keegan Hurst. And here come Whitehaven now then. It's Lee Mitchell. Bowman from Maxine Hardback. Southernwood shows it once. Drops the pass off to Carl Forster now. Whitehaven 10 metres out, centre field. Tackles in hand as well. Bowman, Southernwood. Gets the pass away. Taylor. Got McAvoy. It's over for Rovers. For Whitehaven, sorry. There's great passing through the line. McAvoy found the gap from Southernwood's pass. is able to get the ball down with 10 minutes left in the first half. Whitehaven 8, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Another good strike from Whitehaven.
Well, Whitehaven once again they're posing the threat. We know they've got players who can do damage to Rovers and they're showing it again there. Every time they're at our end of the field, they're looking dangerous. I mean, it's failing to hold them out as we did against Bartley last week. Can't be giving penalties away in the middle of the field, though that's it there. Whitehaven got to be trusting that line. This game's all about thirds today by the looks of it. Both teams looking to cause problems.
Indeed, and both teams are causing problems when they get in the attacking third. Tom Carr now, a player that Rovers know well, who knows Rovers well. Tom Carr with them with another conversion attempt for the Whitehaven team now. So here goes Tom Carr with the conversion attempt. That goes straight between the uprights. 10 minutes left in the first half here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 10, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Tom Carr there, the former Featherstone Rovers man, with the kick. Always look right at Featherstone Rovers. You do feel maybe we could have kept all running, but you can't keep hold of all these players, and he wanted first team rugby. Here we are then, Dick with the kick-off taken on the full broken bit. They just pass on the first there.
I love it when teams do that. I like it when Rovers do as well. You always get ooze and gas from the crowd. Paul Jackson has won a penalty there, handing a tackle, and Tom Carr takes that penalty. And Whitehaven now starting on halfway. Starting on their own 40, sorry. Here's Lee Mitchell, takes that first drive in. Foreman in at 10 halfback. Here's Carl Foster. Foreman again, moves the ball back out to Mitchell again. Foreman, Southernwood, shows it twice. Takes on the line, so spins away from Hurst. Spins away from Hurst. Foreman. Whitehaven appealing, players and fans appealing to his tackle without the ball. Referee happy enough with it. Here's Foreman, he moves to the left. Southernwood with a kick through. Whitehaven are in! Whitehaven are through. It was a simple kick through from Southernwood. It was a great kick from Southernwood. Through the gap. Whitehaven have a chance now of pulling level. 8 minutes left on the clock. Whitehaven 14, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Once again there, giving away the penalty, gifting the opposition field position, and the crowd dropping down their fingers. Listen to the juggling cheers of the Whitehaven fans. They're still definitely in this game. They can draw level with this kick across. We said it would be a difficult kick this week, and it was not put on the defensive effort we had last week. We're only making it more difficult for ourselves. Clearly, we're not holding out though. We can't be giving away second. We can't afford to lose the championship. I know what will be a difficult kick here. We've been hoping that we'd have had more of a cushion going into half time than this. And this half by no means over yet.
It certainly isn't. 14-16 Rovers with the narrowest of leads at the minute, but this conversion attempt from Tom Carr, if he is successful, will pull Whitehaven level. Looks like the rain is actually coming down here at Whitehaven, the first time I've noticed. But the brollies are up around the ground on the far side out in the open. And so here's Tom Carr's attempt. He's pulled it to the left again. So 2 points in it, 6 minutes left in the first half. Whitehaven 14, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Right, come on then Rovers. Game on now. We need a good kick-off here. We need to pin them back without giving away penalties. We can't continue to give them field position. Because as we've seen, territories decided in this game. Every time one side is in the opposition's field, in their red zone, they're causing problems and they're getting through.
Indeed they are. A good kick-off there from Mendika. Andy Bostock is on for Rovers. Didn't see who's come up, but Bostock is on. And here are Whitehaven now. Penalty is given. Conceded by Sean Pick. So penalty for Whitehaven now. To get them out of their own 20. Sean Pick's penalty. If that gets Whitehaven up to halfway. 5 minutes left in the first half. It's a 2-point ball game. Whitehaven 14, Featherstone Rovers 16. That's his leader on now. Whitehaven going to make an introduction for a player who looks very familiar to me. I think it's another former Rovers player coming on, Joe, in the form of John Gratian down here on this near top line.
Yeah, Johnny Gratian coming onto the field. We know he can be dangerous running out wide. But Whitehaven with deep field position here. They're getting through almost every time they're on the Rovers line.
Certainly are. Here's McAvoy now. Centre field, Whitehaven on that 10-metre line. That's Paul Jackson. Coleman waits. Southernwood drops the pass off. Here's Carl Foster. Gets the offload away. Bounce away from Anakin, but well wrapped up by Mendika. Whitehaven 3 metres away from that Rovers line. Foreman comes to the right. Through the hands is Tom Carr. Great effort by Tom Carr, held up a metre short though. And a penalty now conceded again by Lockwood. So that's going to be another set on the for Whitehaven. Rovers have to be careful and watch this tackling. Foreman goes himself, but again Lockwood able to keep Foreman out on that occasion. Duran. Foster sees a gap. Oh, Whitehaven are literally over. A Foster was held up. A Foster was actually held up, but has managed to spin out the tackle and get the ball down. And Whitehaven have got the noses in front. A couple of minutes short of half time. Whitehaven 18, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Possibly the most disappointing tries to concede I've ever seen in rugby league. The climbing, following, playing out here like Andy tackled 3 men on him, but none of them could hold him out. He was determined, he managed to wriggle his way over, found his way through and got called out. Fantastic effort from Whitehaven, and surely this conversion will go over. They will take the lead going into half time. Very fantastic late finish to this first half, for the Cumbrian side. I wonder what Andy Hay will have to say in the dressing room.
I can imagine Andy Hay in the dressing room won't be so impressed with this. Rovers with 10 minutes to go in the first half, with 15 minutes to go in the first half, we're in a commanding position. And as things stand now, it looks like Whitehaven may be going ahead, and Rovers may be going in behind. 2 minutes left on the clock. It's Whitehaven 20, Featherstone Rovers 16.
Jamie Rooney here taking the kick off. Has he got something special planned? Is this going short? Is this the grand final rehearsal? Sorry, speculation again. He's gone high and well taken by Whitehaven. They bring it straight back up. They're not going to want to have Rovers with the ball for the remainder of this half. They're going to play this out. They're going to bring it up. Keep it safe. This is how you respond. This is how you follow up our try.
Indeed it is, and here's Johnny Gratian now. Another former Rovers player in this Whitehaven team. Mitchell. Into the last minutes according to the stadium clock. Foreman. Southernwood. John Gratian now. It's a big unit, John Gratian. Southernwood will take the kick over the top. between them and Deacon and Sharp above the bottom, and Deacon able to pick up, and he will return that ball. I thought Johnny Grayson was over. I have to say, I am extremely grateful. He wasn't one of the quicker players. If that had been a winger, then you fancy that would have been over. Instead, the penalty is taken for offside. Tom Carr here is going to go for goal. Indeed he does. The penalty for Whitehaven. I thought for 1 minute when that ball came free, if that had been one of the wingers, would have been worse than 2, it would have been 6. But as it was, great scrambling defence by Rovers to keep the tackle out. But in doing so, they have conceded the penalty. So, Whitehaven then, looks like they may be going in with a 6-point lead. Currently leading by 20 points to 16. The penalty is converted. That is half time. So, all started off so well for Rovers. With a converted try from Gareth Moore after 10 minutes. Whitehaven hit back to Craig Carwell to make it 6-4. Before Will Sharp managed to finish off a sublime Rovers move to make it 10-4. Again, Moore's conversion adding the extra 2 to make it 12. Hardman then stretched the lead out even further to a 16-4 lead. In the last 11 minutes, so Whitehaven has scored 3 tries. McAvoy, Calvert and Forster for Whitehaven. Got 1 goal for Whitehaven. But it's a half-time score here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 20. Featherstone Rovers 16. Happy 40th for Helen Fawcett. Mark and the kids is all Whitehaven. Welcome back to the second half here at the recreation ground. Do apologise, a correction to the score at half time. It is in fact Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 16. Whitehaven kicking a goal right on half time. So they do have the 6-point lead. And what if you're Andy Hay at half time, Joe, what are you saying to the players?
Whoa, what went wrong after 25 minutes, lads? We were on top, we were dominating the territory, we were looking dangerous every time we were near their line. But then, indiscipline really cost us. Bring them forward with penalties, and the goal line defence that resembled that we saw at Rochdale.
Certainly was a penalty count against Rovers at half time, against us by 7 penalties to 2. So discipline certainly is costing Rovers in this match. Rovers will need to tighten that up because they can't afford to give the possession away and the territory away, and indeed the points away they did in the first half, Joe.
No, we can't afford to give the territory away, otherwise we will see a lack of points if we keep up with the goal line defence that we've shown already. But we do know if we dominate the territory in this second half that we have the players who can get us over the line, and we still well in this game. This game certainly isn't gone, and it needs to not be gone with who's coming through. That Halifax are winning. However, Doncaster are losing at Keighley, so we hope to capitalise on that result.
We don't want to have to rely on other teams though to get that second spot, and the referee is out just waiting for the arrival of the 2 teams on the pitch. So Halifax are winning and Doncaster are losing 16 points to 8 at present at Keighley. If results stay that way, you could see Rovers drop out to the top 2 for the first time in a few weeks. As out come the Rovers and out from Whitehaven. So both teams now out for the second half. Rovers will get first use of the ball in this second half. So they'll be looking for a big start to the second half of this match. Rovers need to score first, Joe. They can't afford to let Whitehaven get that 2-score lead because that gives them the advantage and the pressure then.
No, we start here with the kick to us, so we've got the ball first. We can apply the pressure early doors. We need a good set. We need to make sure we've got field position and that we're dominating the play this game. James Mendika, first of all, wanting Chris Anakin brings the charge. You know he can control the main defence.
It can, but well pushed that there by Carl Forster and Lee Mitchell. Andy Kane from hooker tries to get through that gap in the ruck. But again, good defence, and Rooney now waits. Rooney to Keegan Hurst, who played well in the first half. Keegan Hurst caused a lot of problems with his barnstorming runs, and has now in fact won the penalty for Rovers, which Jamie Rooney will take. And in fact, Rooney does find touch, and Rovers are now in the Whitehaven half. Jamie Rooney, in his career points total, 3,174 career points. How we could do with some from him this afternoon. Andy Bostock on the charge, gets Rovers up to the 30 now. Rooney finds Sean Pick. That's a good run from Pick, gets Rovers up to the 20 now. On the attack row, Rovers looking for a good start to the second half. Andy Kane finds Chris Anakin again. Anakin to Rooney, puts the ball off to Keegan Hurst. Keegan Hurst causing a lot of problems this afternoon. Andy Kane to Andy Bostock on the charge. Looks for support, fights the pass to Keegan Hurst. Keegan Hurst looking for the offload, but well wrapped up by Whitehaven. What a great move for Rovers there. Andy Kane now, Rooney. Mendika. Hardman through the gap for Crooks. And Rovers have got what they needed to get. They've hit back right at the start of the second half through Jason Crooks. A great start to the second half for Featherstone Rovers. It went through the hands. Rooney's pass to Hardman. Hardman through a gap, managed to get the offload away to Crooks. Crooks managed to get round the gap and in the corner. And then he managed to get a further 10 metres in field. So Rovers with a chance to pull level. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 20.
we've said it again and again, we've got the quality going forwards, particularly in these outside backs, and it proves again that we were able to get over the line in crucial times, come inside, making this conversion easier for Gazmore. Kicking this will bring us back to level terms. Like I say, this game is well and truly on the table for either side now.
Indeed it is. Rovers, we said at half, just before it started, Rovers had to score first in the second half. They have done just that, and Gareth Moore's conversion is straight between the uprights. So Rovers, 2 minutes into the second half, Rovers full level. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 22.
Here we are then, exactly the same again then, lads. Let's bring it forward, let's force them into desperation. Win penalties like we did before. If not, we'll break through. We have the players. Another fantastic offload from Andy Bostock there, very much his trademark going forward for the Rovers. We have missed him throughout the season, but he was important against Bally. And Annie can bring it forward again there. Didn't get forced back this time.
He runs that ball forward with so much aggression. There looked to be interference at the play of the ball, and as he tried to get up, the ball came loose. Mr. Cobb has ruled in fact that is a knock-on by Anakin. So Rovers again, that's the second time in this match, committing the cardinal sin of not scoring the try and then not completing the next set. But here's Parker now. It's a pass away to Chris Taylor. I don't think Chris Taylor quite appreciated that pass. Here's Duran now. Level pegging, 3 minutes in the second half. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 22. Foreman. Here's Carl Forster, try to score in the first half for Whitehaven. Foreman waits, he's in half back. He goes to the right hand side. Through the hands it goes, it's on the bounce. Well wrapped up by Will Sharp. And indeed a knock on by Whitehaven. There was a full execution from Whitehaven. The pass on the bounce to the winger. It doesn't look happy with the fact that with that pass at all. And the chance goes begging for Whitehaven, Joe.
Yeah, poor execution there out wide from Whitehaven, and Will Sharp capitalising on that, getting up on them quick, putting them under pressure and pushing at the scrum. It's a bit unorthodox tackle there, not that he's in any ground either, obviously.
Indeed, that first tackle completed where the scrum was put down. Here is Will Sharp now. Andy Kane looks to be in a bit of discomfort for a minute. Here's Crooks now. Worthington waits, attacks in half back, and in fact, it is a penalty. Penalty given by Mr. Cobb there. Jamie Rooney organising things, and Gareth Moore will find touch. So Rovers then, chance to stretch that lead out again at the start of this second half. Will Sharp takes that first drive in and gets up to that 40. Andy Kane waits. Here's the big man, Keegan Hurst on the charge. Had a good game today, Keegan Hurst. Looked very strong going forward. Kane again now. Here's Chris Anakin. Oh, he takes on the line. Chris Anakin almost through, but great tackle by Johnny Gratian. Here's Andy Bostock now. Rovers forward, punching those gaps in that Whitehaven defence. Andy Kane now. Gets the pass away to Sean Fick. But again, good defence by Whitehaven. This is the last. Andy Kane waits. Poor pass on the bounce. There's Moore. Moore with a kick over the top. The chance went there for Rovers. It was Sean Ainscoe. He good, able to thrill that kick. But a poor pass from Andy Kane from the ruck on the back, turning Gareth Moore around. The momentum was lost there, Joe.
Yeah, poor pass from Andy Kane, but put under plenty of pressure from Whitehaven, who wanted this ball back after giving away a sloppy penalty. Excuse the knee in the tackle. I don't think we're seeing that. Andy Kane was less familiar this season in the role of not playing necessarily deep on the line. Good recovery from Rovers, pinning them back well.
Indeed they are now, and here's Johnny Gratian plays the ball to Foreman. Here's Mitchell. That's the last tackle, says the referee. Foreman. Southernwood. Again, another loose pass on the bounce. And it's a kick over the top, in fact, by Chris Taylor. Well fielded by Mandika, who is able to return that ball well. Spins away from one, but not able to spin away from the second. And finished off by Lee Duran. Here's Worthington now. He's had a quiet game this afternoon, Greg Worthington. Here's Lockwood. Rovers just working through the tackles, don't need to do anything fancy. Andy Kane from acting halfback. Moore with a kick from acting halfback over the top. Is that going to hold up? Yes, it is. Tom Carr has to run that ball back and does so and gets up to that 10-metre line. A good kick chase there from Rovers. And Whitehaven, Tom Carr has in fact lost that ball. And the scrum down with head and feet to Rovers. A poor mistake there for Whitehaven, giving Rovers a chance, Joe.
Yeah, there we are with good pressure, and it tells certainly Rovers now in field position, and they've shown what they can do when they dominate the territory. Looking to take the lead now. Apologies for some of the choice language, by the way. I do miss the old rugby league as a family game message.
Here is Mendika. As Andy Kane now waits. Kane to Chris Anakin. He runs forward with so much power. From a standing start in the case of 2 strides, he builds up power as if he'd been running 20 metres. Andy Kane waits again now. Keegan Hurst. Not sure the pass was quite meant for him, but he did take the pass and he has taken that tackle. Andy Kane waits again now. He goes short side to Bostock. It's Andy Bostock. Andy Bostock has got that ball down for Rovers. Rovers have managed to stretch out the lead, and we've got a player in the sin bin as well. Whitehaven, not only has Rovers scored, Joe Cobb has put a Whitehaven player in the sin bin. Can't see who it is at the moment, but Rovers have got the lead. 10 minutes into the second half. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 26.
Fantastic work there from Andy Bostock. Clever play from Andy Kane, spreading the defence. He's able to reach over, get it onto the whitewash, and Dorrington off for his complaints. Here we are, can Rovers capitalise on this?
I didn't see on it.
Here we are then. Jasmine lining up the conversion here to take Rovers into a further lead here.
Difficult to see from where I was whether that ball was actually over the line or not. The conversion by Moore is successful. So 10 minutes into the second half. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 28.
Here we are then, Whitehaven with quite a task on their hands now. Having to chase the game down only to 12 men now. Featherstone once again looking dangerous. Brilliant work there from Andy Bostock to get it down on the whitewash. Exploiting the gap in the defence after Andy Kane's clever drop off and the ball played inside.
James Mendika there takes that kick off. Here goes Crooks. Rovers then with a 1-man advantage for the next 10 minutes. So Lee Duran sent off. With Lee Duran sent to sin bin for descent. And now Rovers have in fact now been penalised for obstruction. Joe Cobb very dramatic in some of the signals he's giving, but he has said that Rovers, there was an obstruction there. So Whitehaven with a chance to hit straight back again. And here's John Gratian. Here's McAvoy now. Plays the ball to Thorman. Forster. Through the hands. It's Lee Mitchell now. Can Whitehaven hit straight back as they did in the first half? Mitchell plays the ball to Thorman. Down the short side. Southernwood to Parker now. That could have been an obstruction. Tom Carr running through the line, but referee happy enough with that one. Thorman. Southernwood again now. Forster. Oh, and it's put down by Brett Seymour. A massive mistake for Brett Seymour. A great attacking opportunity for Whitehaven. Through the hands, there was nobody on him. He had the time to take the pass and move the ball along the line. As it happens, Brett Seymour put that ball to ground. So that chance has gone for Whitehaven and Rovers now. And we are now going to be seeing a change for Rovers. We're going to be seeing the reintroduction of Steve Crossley shortly. And in fact, it is Chris Anakin who's coming off. Here goes Greg Worthington. So Anakin off and Steve Crossley on, Joe.
Yeah, Steve Crossley coming back onto the field. He did well in the early periods with Steve Crossley on. Anakin just started to tire a little perhaps, and he's forward who needs to score. Now with a penalty here, once again, we're going to bring it up. We're going to good field position. Let's hope we can capitalise on it like last time. Of course, with the man advantage still.
Indeed, we have still got the man advantage for the next 7 minutes. As Will Sharp takes that first drive in. It's a big hit though from Whitehaven. Here goes Andy Kane. Andy Kane plays the ball to Jamie Rooney. Here's Steve Crossley now. Andy Kane trots into acting halfback. Kane to Rooney. Rooney tries to step through. Kane again. Here's Moore now. Takes on the line, Moore. This is the last tackle, Andy Kane. Is this still the last? That is a poor, disappointing end to that set. I'm not sure quite what Rovers were doing there. But it is a turnover and Andy Hay won't be happy with that one, Joe.
Yeah, particularly when we've been looking dangerous near their line. We need to stay more composed on the fifth tackle. That's a little dink in behind, like as Moore's put in before, who needs to repeat the set. As we know, territory's been key in this game. Whitehaven now, though, looking to break out. Rovers need to control the play of the ball here. They need to keep them pinned.
Certainly do. They're pinned at the moment just inside their own 30 now, Whitehaven. As Thorman waits and moves the ball to the left. Through the hands it goes of Southernwood. Here's Parker. The head went back from Parker. I'm not sure who the tackle was. Ian Hardman. Ian Hardman is asking the question there. The head went back. I'm not sure if it's Sean Pick or Ian Hardman, either or. The head went back. The penalty's been given. Andy Hayes speaking to somebody in the dugout as Jesse Joe Parker will take that drive in. Could be seeing another Rovers change soon. Here's Lee Mitchell. Rovers still in front, 22 points to 28. Thorman, Southernwood. Here's Foster, gets the pass away to Thorman. Southernwood again, moves the ball out wide. Here's Taylor, taking on that line. And it's another penalty given for to Whitehaven. So 6 tackles on the Rovers 20 now. Southernwood. Here's McAvoy. Test of Rovers' defensive mettle now. Thorman finds Southernwood again, attacking that line. So the hands it goes. Here's Tom Carr. Tom Carr's got a man out wide. It's Craig Calvert. The referee's right, the tackle can't clean. Here's Parker now. Jesse Joe Parker, Whitehaven pinned on that Rovers line. Metre short, it's been knocked on. The referee has signalled that Jesse Joe Parker has knocked it on. He doesn't look impressed. He did wipe that tackle count clean. Whitehaven had 6 tackles. Jesse Joe Parker attacked that line. And then the referee has said that Jesse Joe Parker has knocked on. Couldn't see it from here, but that'll be scrum down, head and feet to Rovers. A let off for Rovers, Joe.
Without a doubt, a let off. We went from 5th tackle in there 10 metres, looking dangerous, but then lack of composure, letting them play out from the 20, and then awarding 2 penalties, meaning they're pressing deep on our line. Jesse Joe Parker nearly over, but nothing on, so Rovers are able to bring it upfield in. A good half rate there from Lockwood brings us out.
Indeed, it does bring us out, and Lockwood plays the ball to Andy Kane. Here's Matt James back on for Rovers. Kane again now. Here's Bostock. Drops that pass off to Steve Crossley. Steve Crossley has to reach for that one. Able to take it and hold on just. Andy Kane to Gazmore now. Lockwood again. Drops the pass off on the bounce. It's still on. But Crooks has the pass from Lockwood there on the bounce. So Rovers losing their momentum. Again, momentum lost there from the mistake by Lockwood and Whitehaven. Instead of being penned down in their own 20, on that first tackle on halfway. Craig Calvert's not happy with something there. Here's Parker now. Parker almost squaring up to Steve Crossley. Not quite sure I'd do that myself, but Foreman. And the mistake by Johnny Grayson now. Bostock on the free play. It's a kick down the field for Crooks to chase. What's the referee saying here?
Free play.
It's given head. Great Rovers have got the head and feed at the scrum. A 40-20 from the free play. Well, whether it was a 40-20 or not, I don't know. It has put head and feed, given Rovers head and feed at the scrum. The kick was from the free play. The kick was from the free play. A bit confusion as to where the kick actually was made from. I didn't see myself. You'll have to watch that one on the DVD, folks. But either way, wherever it was kicked from, Rovers are in possession. Here's Crossley now. More. Kicks on that line. Andy Kane to Steve Crossley again now. Worthington for the corner. It's Greg Worthington over in the corner for Rovers. His 13th try of the season. It was great play from the free play, a kick from Rovers. A lot of confusion as to where the kick was kicked, where the kick from the play was taken. The scrum down was put with head and feet to Rovers in the 20. Towards the end of that set, the ball's found its way to Worthington, who's seen the gap in the corner. Managed to get over in the corner as well. So Rovers stretched that lead out. 19 left in the recreation ground. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 34.
Yeah, Featherstone Rovers there with that score, building themselves a bit of a cushion. Brought it wide well there and were able to get it down in the corner. There was no stopping Greg Worthington once he got it into his hands with plenty of space available. There we see, we drive it in early, we get it on this side and we switch it across quickly. We've got the talent on the outside backs to get it over. Like we say, we've got territory and still complaints over that 40-20 decision from the Whitehaven fans. This is Gazmore lines up this kick. And a successful conversion. There we are, taking us into a 12-point lead. Whitehaven now lining looking for a good response here, because at the moment they only claim a bonus point on this game. And going into half-time leading, they'd have been hoping for more without that. Every point, of course, crucial at both ends of the table. Line up the kick. James Mendika once again being the man to the ball, sending Steve Crossley, and he only knows one way and brings it into the middle of the field, driving it forward. Andy Kane here coming on to acting out. I wonder when we see Andy Ellis coming back onto the field of play. He was crucial in the early exchanges.
It was indeed. Bostock's away. Andy Bostock's away now. Still going, Andy Bostock. Still going, Andy Bostock. It's taken 3 or 4 men to put him down. What a break. Here's Rooney now, with a kick through from Jamie Rooney, looking to turn Whitehaven around. He has done. He's managed to get out. What a great effort from the winger there. From Craig Calvert, managed to get out of his own in-goal area. I thought Jason Crooks had managed to chase him down and pin him behind. Foreman now. Gresham. Foreman again. Southernwood. Here's Taylor. The other hand it goes again. Here's Southernwood. He's in his own 30. That's going to bounce, taken by Crooks though. And Crooks able to return it well. Finds Mendika. Not sure Mendika appreciated the pass, but he got it all the same. And here goes Will Sharp now, up to the 40. Whitehaven hanging on to that bonus point at the moment. Here's Lockwood. Moore. Rooney. Mendika to Hardman. Well wrapped up though by Parker. Mendika to Rooney. Moore. Takes on the line himself. That's the last. Andy Kane will find Jamie Rooney. He'll go for the drop. It's a Jamie Rooney drop goal. How many times have we seen that throughout his career? And the chance of Rooney come out from behind the sticks away to our right. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 35.
Jamie Rooney there rubbing more salt into the wounds of the Whitehaven players as that drop goal puts them out of a bonus point. And they will now be determined to get back into this game. Matt James here bringing it down the middle of the field, charging it up with his long leg strike and driving them back. Game is up to the 30 there where we play the ball for the first one.
Indeed we do, and here are Rovers now on the attack. It's Andy Kane out in half back. Here's Steve Crossley. Rooney again. That's going to run dead from Rooney, but that'll do, Rovers. Penny Whitehaven back in the 20. Rovers have, despite what the scoreboard says, Rovers do have a 13-point advantage at the minute, leading by 35 points to 22. Here come Whitehaven now then, it's Paul Jackson. And the ball is switched back to Southernwood. Here's Parker now. And Newton chops in, starts in half back. Southernwood again with a dink over the top from Southernwood. That's a great effort. Still going, Southernwood. Still going. Jason Crooks has managed to retrieve the situation. A great effort there from Southernwood. working that ball forward, working that line. And Will Sharp returns it well. Great opportunity and great ingenuity there from Southernwood, Joe.
Yeah, fantastic bit of creativity from someone bringing it forward there. I have to say, I was worried when Jason Crooks failed to take it the first attempt, but he was alert and able to take it at the second. Will Sharp bringing it out well, and then the Rovers are able to bring it into the Whitehaven half, hopefully on this next play.
Indeed, yeah, here's Steve's cross for now. As Andy Kane waits, he finds Gasmore, Rooney. A forward pass there for Rovers on the last tackle. So that's a turnover. So here at Whitehaven now. And what an awful mistake, it has to be said. That's a shocking mistake from Whitehaven. They had the chance to attack the Rovers half to build some pressure and they put it down on the first tackle. Here's Rooney now. Moore. Mendika steps away from one, but is penalised for obstruction again. Mendika penalised for obstruction. There's the referee saying he's ran behind Lockwood. Not sure about that one. Won't disagree with him though. Tap is taken by Taylor. Here's McAvoy. Matt James appealing for a knock-on. Matt James appealing for a knock-on. The ball did come loose, the referee didn't know. So he's spoken to his touch judge. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's happened there. Referee said it's stolen. On the advice of the touch judge, I think it was. I'm not sure the referee saw it stolen. He did have to check with his touch judge on that far side. So we got a stoppage in play. With 11 minutes left on the clock, Rovers leading by 13 points. 35 points to 22. Referee has restarted play and Tom Carr has taken the penalty. So Whitehaven now need a score of some description to get back within bonus point range. Taylor takes that tap to lead her on. Had a spell in the sin bin earlier in the match. As Scott McAvoy comes off for Whitehaven. Here's Lee Whitehead. Southernwood. Newton waits, attacks in half-back. Goes to the right-hand side with Southernwood again. The ball's come loose, Rovers have come up with it, I think. Yes, they have, I think it's Ian Hardman. Can't see from here either way. It was actually Matty Dale who came up with the ball. But Pat's on the back and that chance has gone again for Whitehaven. Time running out for Whitehaven. 10 minutes left on the clock here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 35. Joe, your thoughts going into the last 10 minutes?
Thoughts going into the last 10 minutes, need to keep it tight. Whitehaven, of course, will be determined being out of bonus point range. They need to get back in this game. They need to score desperately. So I need to keep it calm, bring it away here. James Mendika bringing it forward there. Completely sets, deep kick. We know Jamie Rooney's got a fantastic boot on him, but come on, we need to set completion here, lads. Keep composed.
Indeed, and here's Ian Hardman now taking on the line. He takes on Lee Whitehead. Andy Kane moves into act in half-back. He'll find Jamie Rooney. Rooney almost Matty Dale away, but just held on. Andy Kane shows it once and then gets the ball inside. Here's Lockwood there. And that's a kick from Andy Kane. From that's in half, that turns, what a superb kick. That turned Whitehaven around, and the referee's got that one right. He has given the head and feet on that scrum to Whitehaven. 9 minutes left on the clock. Whitehaven 22, Featherstone Rovers 35. So we're just waiting for that scrum now to go down. The experienced Rovers have got in the house at the moment. Superb experience. They've got more. They've got Andy Kane in there as well. Also got Wayne Rooney in there as well. Not Wayne Rooney, I wish. Jamie Rooney in there as well. Here's Jesse Joe Parker now. And here come Whitehaven now. Brad Crowin. Whitehaven trying to work out from their own 20, but good defence so far from Rovers. So what a tackle from Crossley, and Rooney saw the pass going to Southernwood and closed that pass down quickly as well. Rovers looking to keep Whitehaven out. Whitehaven outside bonus point range, and that'll be Rovers' aim now to stop them getting the bonus point. And in fact it is Southernwood with a kick from his own 20. Only reaches the 40, and Mendika are able to get back into the Whitehaven half and indeed get Rovers back inside the 40. So Rovers 6 tackles in the Whitehaven 40 now. Here's Greg Worthington. Matty Dale now. Rovers attacking that 20. Is it worth another Jamie Rooney rock goal, I wonder? Andy Kane though moves it out to Lockwood on that left hand side. Here's Mendika. Rovers 10 metres away. That ball's come loose. The referee, Mendika's down. Mendika looks to be hurt. Worthington again, sorry. Greg Worthington is hurt again. That left knee has been strapped up for most of the game and it's gone well most of the game. I fancy though that Greg Worthington, he might be, I think this will be the last of him for today.
I think it's Mendika. It's Mendika.
It is Mendika, so it's not Worthington.
Mendika.
I thought it was Mendika start with. Then my cameraman said it was Worthington, and now I've got Joe telling me it's Mendika. I think it is in fact Mendika.
Got tattoo strapping, he was playing fullback and Worthington stood next to him.
So it is Mendika who's receiving treatment at the moment. Not sure what happened. Worthington is indeed up and stood next to him, talking to Mr. Cobb at the moment, and also to the Rovers substitutes who are on there, about the water carriers. Hopefully that's not too serious for Mendika. Had an outstanding year for Rovers, Joe.
Yeah, without that, it's been the signing of the season for me, I feel. Certainly in his new role of fullback, he's been a star for the Rovers. Ian Harmon also doing well since the switch between those two, him going out to centre. But yeah, since he's been at the role of fullback, he's come out wide. He's been like another standoff, allowing Andy Kane to go inside, and now Jamie Rooney, of course, and partner Gaz Moore in being that first receiver, allowing them to go further into the middle of the field. They can bring it wide, and certainly he causes trouble wherever he goes, really. Here we are, though. Need to be hoping he's okay. As with the concern over Greg Worthington last week, you know, taking off, the game's gone surely. Perhaps then with a shout of a bonus point, but with 8 minutes to go and 13 points in it, what's the point in risking him?
Indeed, what is the point? But that's a decision for Andy Hay to make, who stood down on the touchline, watching events unfold at the moment. Worthington is going to come off his... Hope that's got to hope that isn't too serious for Rovers. So Worthington is brought off.
It's Mendika.
Mendika, sorry, is brought off. George Flanagan is one, and then the physio is the other one. So Rovers then. I'm not sure what tackle we're on here at the moment. after the stoppage in play. Hopefully Mr. Cobble no. And I have to say, I hope from Ndika's sake that isn't too serious. And for Rover's sake, he has been outstanding, but he does look to be in a lot of pain from James Ndika. He looks in a lot of pain. Really do hope that is not too serious, especially with the running that Rovers have got. We'll try and find out from Andy Hay after the match. On news on that for you. Here's Kane now to Rooney with a kick through towards James. That's a knock on, surely by Parker.
What?
It looks like
on one way.
It's either a knock on for Rovers or a knock on for Whitehaven. I thought Parker had knocked it forward. And then I thought also Rovers could have knocked it forward. Either way, whoever knocked it forward, if anybody, referee isn't interested. So Whitehaven have got possession with Mitchell now. Here's Southernwood. He's had a good game for Whitehaven. Southernwood directed them well around the park. Chris Anakin is the player who's come on. Here's Forster. Not Forster, sorry. It is in fact Lee Durant. That's a kick over the top by Brett Seymour. Will Sharp able to take it well. And Rovers will start on halfway. Andy Kane to Ian Hardman now. Rovers looking a bit bunched centre field. Jamie Rooney trying to direct people out wide. Here's Rooney though, here's Lockwood now. Lockwood looks to switch sides to the right hand side for me at the moment. Normally it tucks down that left hand channel. Here goes Steve Crossley now. As Andy Kane waits. Matty Dale takes on the line himself. Gets Rovers into the 20. Andy Kane from Matson half, that sends Rooney. Rooney to Moore. I'm not sure the pass was meant for Moore. I'm not sure that pass was meant for Moore. It looked to be a little bit higher than he was. But either way, the referee has ruled a dropout. Not quite sure what happened there myself.
Yeah, good ingenuity there from Gazmore to be able to get the kick away, and Tom Carey received it, scored the first play, charging down. The play after him, so he took it out of play, and the referee, Joe Cobb, awards the dropout on the match.
So, Rovers are on the attack. They've got tackles in hand on the Whitehaven line. Chance to put this one to bed now. Here's Moore. Shows it twice. Rooney takes on the line himself. Rooney knows this ground very well, of course, having played here for a period earlier in his career. Here's Moore with the inside pass to Dale. What's the pass away to Sean Pick? Matty Dale then, I thought he was through, you know. Andy Kane waits. Moore puts a dab through for Rooney to chase. Rovers are going to force another repeat set. Great pressure from Rovers towards the end. Looking to kill this game off, Joe.
Good pressure from the Rovers here, and smart grubber kicks in behind from Gaz Morse, causing repeat sets. This is not the end of the field Whitehaven wants to be at. 13 what do you say, referee?
As Sean Pick, a mistake there from the dropout, fumbled the ball. Returns possession over on the taking the dropout. Couldn't take the pass cleanly. The ball went to ground. So Whitehaven from that short dropout has paid off for them. They have got possession. They will start on their own 30 now. And just while we have got a break in play, Scott McAvoy's named the Whitehaven man of the match. Time for Joe to have a chat, and Joe's your Featherstone Rovers man of the match.
Well, once again, all the outside backs have been phenomenal as Whitehaven have been all field aim to the bonus point. But without that, it has to have been Andy Bostock for me. He's come in, it's his second game. It was a crucial play last week, the pick of the forwards in my opinion. He's produced some fantastic offloads and did brilliantly to take his try, forcing his way to the game on the right wrist. It's a crucial stage in the game. And he could do it in this.
Indeed, we saw Jesse Joe Parker with a great break for Whitehaven as they seek out the bonus point. Tom Carr loses the pass out wide as the winger cuts back inside. Still going, it's the winger. Sean Ainscough. And Whitehaven are 20 metres out. And Andy Kane is penalised. Whitehaven are going to take the 2. They sense the bonus point.
15-5 on penalty count.
A penalty count against Rovers today. A 15-5. Whitehaven looking now for the bonus point. This will save the bonus point for Whitehaven if he does convert it. Discipline though has been the cost Rovers a lot this afternoon. A 15-5 penalty count against them from Mr. Cobb. And now Tom Carr on the back of that able to looking to salvage a bonus point for Whitehaven. Disappointing penalty count against us, Joe.
Disappointing penalty count without a doubt, and discipline something that needs to be worked on as it's cost us in this game. Particularly if we're not going to show a good goal line defence and letting them in for as many points as we have today. Once again, not something we want to see. We don't need to be scoring 35 points to win a game. You know, we want to be able to score 20 points and still win the game because we've kept them out. If only we can replicate the defensive scores as well against Featherstone. But crucially, it's Featherstone Rovers who walk away from Cumbria with 3 points, keeping them in that spot of second in the table. Crucial with results around them. We know certainly that at one stage during the second half, Keighley were beating rivals Doncaster while Halifax were winning in their game. So a crucial result for the Rovers, and you'll of course know back home how those games finished.
Indeed they will. It started off well for Rovers as early as the 10th minute with Gareth Morgan over a converted try, which he was able to convert himself. Whitehaven then hit back 4 minutes later with a try for Craig Calvert, which Tom Carr was unable to convert, before Rovers stretched out the legs and stretched out into a 16-4 lead, with tries from Will Sharp, Andy and Hardman, the first of which was converted by Gareth Moore. Scott Mack at Whitehaven then came back in abundance at Rovers either side of half-time. In fact, in the build-up to half-time, with tries from McAvoy, Calvert and Forster, and also a penalty to Tom Carr, which stretched them into a 16-22 lead at half-time. In the second half, Rovers then came back in abundance. Tries for Jason Crooks after a minute, then Andy Bostock, Greg Worthington. I know I said Wayne Rooney again, it's Jamie Rooney. But stretched Rovers out into a 35-22 lead before James Mendika was carried off with 8 minutes to go. Tom Carr added a penalty in the last minute to salvage a bonus point for Whitehaven. 901 here at the Recreation Ground in Cumbria. I've witnessed a victory for Featherstone Rovers and a bonus point for Whitehaven. It's finished here at the Recreation Ground. Whitehaven 24, Featherstone Rovers 35. Thanks for listening to the stream here from the Recreation Ground. Hopefully we'll be back next week. Thank you and goodbye.